Hi, let us see today how we can train a model using a machine learning model using Azure ML Studio. Okay, so here are the steps. We will create an auto ML experiment. We will get the best model and we will consume the endpoint, and also we'll see some documentation using Swagger documentation. Yeah, so let's see. Yeah, this is our Azure ML Studio, and before we start we need to register or we need to get the data. Okay, so yeah, you can create data from your local files, and for this application I'm using bind marketing data which I have already registered here. Okay, and once you register the data, just go to the compute place. Here we need some compute instance for running the notebook, which is currently I just created beforehand. Okay, and we also need compute clusters. Okay, so just one is enough here. So yeah, this is for some other application I created. So yeah, so we will be using the demo cluster for training the application or our model. Okay, so after creation, now let us go to the Azure Automated ML or ML AML option. Here, go to the new. Okay, and now in order to create AutoML, we need to select the data. Let us take this data set. Next, okay, give a name, experiment one. Okay, and the target column, okay, is Y, and the compute cluster for training you can select this one. Yeah, so click next, and okay, experiment name. Okay, let's give a better name. Okay, let us create a new one. Yeah, so demo experiment one. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, so demo experiment one, let me give it. So after that, click on next and select. It's a classification application, so we can select it. So I'm now taking the deep learning option since it's not required because just a small demo application. So that's okay. Yeah, fine. So let's see some additional configuration information. So the primary matrix to see how it is performing the model is AUC. Okay, and the exit criteria is 6 hours. So it's up to you how much time is required. But for our experiment, I'm taking just 1 hour. Okay, and maximum concurrent iterations. Let us reduce it. Okay, since we have six nodes. Okay, so let us reduce to 5 the maximum iterations. Okay, and save it. Okay, yeah, and then click on next, and if you click on finish it will start or trigger the experiment. Okay, but right now I have already done it, so it will look like this. It will start training, and the status will be running. Okay, once it finishes, the status become completed, and the same thing can be visible in case of experiment option. Let's go here and let's see. So this is the experiment is already finished, so we do not have to run it, but we can see the status is completed, and after completion we can go and see in the AML. Okay, go for this one, and you can see the best voted model was voting ensemble one. Okay, and for details, yeah, so in order to deploy you will get some options here since I already deployed, so it's not showing. Let me see. Yeah, here. So if you go to the best model, you can get the option to deploy. Okay, after deploying, the option or the status will get changed. So the best model, the name will be get displayed here, and here you will get a status as succeed. Once it is deployed, you will get an endpoint, okay, or a REST API information here. Okay, let's see inside endpoint. This is the best model which is deployed here. Okay, and it gives you the endpoint. Okay, so that you can interact with it, and it also gives you uh, the JSON the Swagger URI as a JSON file. Okay, you can download it. So after downloading, but if you see, let me copy it and let me show you. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, so it is in a format which is not so easy for humans to understand. So in order to understand what it has, the information about the best model, like it gives information about input and output, the formats, what it accepts, the model. Okay, it's a very good information, but it's difficult for us to understand this way. For that, we need some other tool to understand or to view it properly. That is the Swagger documentation. Okay, that we'll see. Okay, first after that we can also see some more information here, like application insight is enabled. This is basically to see how the model is performing with time. For example, how many times it has responded, with what amount of time it has been responded, how many times it has been failed. Okay, all those statistics can be seen by using this application insight. So I have just enabled it. Okay, and after that, yeah, so let's see, there is one more option here. Mhm. Swagger. Okay, 1 minute. Yeah, application enable inside. There are two ways to enable it. So one by at the time of deploying, we'll get an option to enable it, and the other way is by using a script, which is here. Just get the workspace and get just import the web service. Okay, and give the name of the model and the workspace name. You'll get a variable of workspace and just update it with the option of enable application inside as true. Okay, so it will enable it so that we can see the details of the model performance. Yeah, so right now it is enabled. Okay, and the information about rest is endpoint is available here. Okay, and after that we have one Swagger UI. Okay, in order to run it, okay, basically you can take the help, like for example, uh, yeah, let me show you one example here. The file code which is here. 1 minute. Notebooks and Swagger sh swagger.sh. Yeah, okay, so it's a Docker image. Okay, so it will pull the Docker image of Swagger and it will run it on this. Okay, and after running, it will be available over here at the local host. Okay, like this, it will be available. I just modified the number from 80 to 80. Yeah, here. So I'm just running at my local. Okay, and after and once you run it using the bash, you also need to enable the your model information available by using a Python script which is server. okay, .py. Here basically we are sending a request, okay, to the model, and we are displaying the outcome at port number 9080, okay. So just go to this place, okay, to the swagger, and just go to the option, okay, swagger, the JSON file information wherever is available, okay. At that point it will be available, okay. Once you hit the button you will get the information about all these services information, okay, and the service output option and the error response if any will be available, okay, and the get and post scores can also be seen here, okay, fine. So one more way how we can validate the information, the model performance is by using a script, okay. There is a model endpoint. Let me show you that one also. Model endpoint that py, yeah, I just run it so that the stuff will be available for us quickly. You can see it, yeah. So here basically we have to provide the URI or the score information. I would say 1 minute here. If we go to the model endpoint, oops, okay, endpoint, here you have the rest endpoint. Take this one, copy it, and if you go to the consume option, here you will get the key as well, primary key. Copy this one also, and go to the notebook. Here just provide the your endpoint and the key information. This is the sample data which we are providing for testing, okay, for our model. And then just it will take those credentials and it will post a request, and once I get the response it will paste it here, okay, the response given the input to the model. So the response is like this way. I just ran it before the Python endpoint, so we'll get result as either no or yes, the y column you will get it, okay, yeah. Once we are done this is how we did it by using AutoML experiment. This one more way of doing is by using Python SDK. Okay, let's see quickly about that one also. Like first we need to load all the import all the required libraries and packages. Okay, and next step, create a workspace. Okay, and show all the stuff like the group and subscription name and everything. And next, an experiment will be created with this with the workspace and experiment name given as input. Okay, yeah. Now here we will be checking whether our compute cluster is existing with this name. If yes, then it will take found existing and use it. If it is not, then it will create a new compute cluster with this name. Okay, and yeah, standard D2V3, the what we are taking here. Okay, the configuration. Okay, and now here it will take the data from the CSV path. Okay, and it will try to register it. Okay, with the name as bike sharing dataset. Some sample data we have displayed here, and yeah, this is training. Here in case of AutoML, here we need to create a AutoML configuration. The configuration includes information about the target compute name, the type of task, this time we are doing forecasting, the training data and training data column name, I mean the label data, which in this case it is CNT, the counter, and the early stopping information, and some more information about max concurrent iterations, which we already did by using UI. Now we are giving by using this way. Okay, yeah, all those information we have given, and after that, here we are creating a pipeline. Okay, there are two steps here available. Okay, step one, we are finding out the matrix information as the outcome, and step two, pipeline data, we are getting the model. Okay, These two steps we are putting it in the ML steps. Okay, matrix data and model data, and allowing to reuse the information. Okay, the flag is on, and here uh, yeah, those steps, automatic steps we are giving into pipeline. Okay, the description, workspace, and the steps will be given, and after this, once it is ready, then we have to submit an experiment with the pipeline as input. So once the run is successful, let's see. Okay, so it will be showing the status over here. Okay, by using the command as run details from the widget. Okay, so it will show the current status, whether it is running, and what is the status, it is in queue. Okay, all those things. After completion, it will show a completed state, and information about the data, and the data is given as an input as a training data, and the AutoML data has been trained here. Okay, okay, let's move ahead. Here one more option we have, like pipeline run. It will show us whether the status, and it will not do other operation. It will try to hold it till the training process is finished. Okay, for me it took 26 minutes, but okay, yeah. And after that, here we have the option after completion the pipeline. We will get the pipeline outcome. Okay, some matrix information can be extracted and for our verification purpose. Yeah, and once everything is done, we can also we can also publish it. Okay, for example, run the successful run. Okay, dot publish pipeline is a way giving the name and a description and a version name. It will publish it. Okay, and the publish information can also be seen. Okay, after that, here we can also yeah, we can also run the pipeline. Okay, by giving the experiment names. Okay, within this endpoint, and we can run the details. Yeah, and show how the outcome has come. Let's see on this option. We Yeah, this one. Yeah, it's run completed. Okay, the best model it's taking. Okay, I didn't run the before option. Yeah, this we have to do first. Get the outcome. After getting the outcome, we have to run. Yeah. So basically, it will load the model, and it will show the details of the model, and then we are also showing the information about the steps about the models. What are the steps we have taken? Okay. Here are the details. Fine. So this is what about this project, and let's see something else in the more details in the next step. Okay, thanks for watching. Have a nice day.